Welcome to another day in the Matrix, Waters Above Crypto. As mentioned in yesterday's video, we expected to see some green after all those red pills. I anticipate we still have a little more to go in this relief rally that we're getting right now, and I'll be covering what I'm seeing today in the charts. Yesterday, I made an update video for my Patreon supporters, filling them in on my short-term strategy in case this market goes against us. Again, like I say all the time, anything is possible in this matrix. I brought up the potential scenarios and what I will be doing in regards to this market giving us a little more clarity in where we are in this bull run. So check out my Patreon in the description if you want those time-sensitive updates. And if you're new here, we do cryptocurrency technical analysis and combine it with the esoteric science of Gematria, Numerology, and Astrology to understand these markets. If you haven't already subscribed and you like what we're doing here, feel free to subscribe. Give this video a like and share this channel with other conscious people to help grow this community. And for those of you who want to learn how to do technical analysis and combine it with Gematria, you can join my Mastermind course. There's a promo code in the pinned comment below with instructions to get lifetime access to the course with a discount. My email's in the description box to get in contact with me for access to the course. And now's a really good time to consider education, especially where we are in this bull run. It's one of those distributional moments where prices are down, you might be uncertain of when to buy, why you should be buying in a certain project, and the course that I have will definitely be able to clarify a lot of that for you. I use something called Wyckoff method, and my trading strategies are actually quite simple. I try my best to be very simple and not overthink things too much when it comes to learning how market structure develops and what you can see coming next before it happens. Again, once you start combining the Gematria, Numerology, and Astrology, all of that in the chart will start to make so much more sense of what's going on. So, first things first, this has been getting passed around, which is a 4chan post. I don't really give this stuff too much humor, but it seems as if this person who anonymously posted at this time, before the dump even happened, everything they said came true. And there's some other posts that were regarding this, but in short, this person was mentioning around 7 a.m. that the Bitcoin price will go really low, and that in another post they mentioned that it could go as low as 30K guaranteed. That's what they wrote. And then they said after that it'll go back to 70K. Now, I don't take this stuff seriously necessarily until we see it happen, because again, anything's possible in this matrix. But this person actually called this dip the reason for the dip regarding China at the time the dip happened and the price that it happened. So that's pretty incredible. We were also talking a little bit about yesterday how the dip ended at exactly 9:11 a.m. New York Standard Time. So, or New York Eastern Time, I'm sorry. And then this is a little chart that I wanted to show everyone, kind of my own little sauce. And you see that this dot right here, this orange dot on stock to flow happens, it kind of looks like a cliffhanger. And then this is before the price turns yellow. As you can see, this is more of an orange shade, and then it moves up into the yellow. And this would actually be in alignment with what that person posted, because what you can see after it moves up, it's in an undervalued position according to stock to flow. So you have this teal blue line. You can see we get slightly above stock to flow, and then we dip substantially below it. And at this moment, it looks like a dot floating in space, and then the price gravitates to the upside and becomes overvalued. So what that would put us at is about, if you look right here, between 150,000. Given the previous high right here was 65,000, that would actually sit us at around 70K before a potential another dip. Now, this is just me using what that guy wrote and this stock to flow. Again, this moment in stock to flow happened in 2017. And I think right now, based on the market that I'm seeing, we have a structure that's a lot more like the 2013 bull run. Now, let me get into this chart. I think this is really interesting for Bitcoin. So this is a curve that I've placed on top of the price. probably a little unorthodox for some. But as you can see, this curve, if I just place it right here and extend it a little bit, it's pretty much perfect. So this is also telling me there's time frames in between when the top of this gets hit, and I've already mapped this out. It's somewhere around 20 days or so in between the ones in the sides and the one in the center. It's 30 days, so about a month. And then you see right here around 20 something days, but then the one from the far left over to the next top was about 42 days, and that puts us here on this dump, or sorry, excuse me, from this top right here over about 40 something days. And you can see like where it ends is essentially around this 44,000 level. And that's only slightly different from that. So this time frame around late June is when I anticipate to get a little more clarity. But in the 2013 bull run, we hit a top at the same exact time as we hit the top just now, and then the price pulled back substantially. It broke through the 21-week EMA, which we've been discussing here on this channel for a long time. As you can see, this 21 EMA has been punctured and the price has dropped very low. And now we're seeing somewhat of a buyback into this 34 EMA. So let's go over to that bull run of 2013 and just see what's going on here. What I'm referring to is this bull run, which has a double top, like a two blow-off tops, excuse me. So you see this price blow-off is happening around April. And then we have a very quick sell-off shortly after that high. And then we catch a support around the 34 EMA with the candle bodies. So you can see right here in July, we did actually come down into this region as low as the 34-week EMA. And we went below it, but then we got a support within it. So what this is telling me, I just have one thing to say like right away for everyone. If Bitcoin cannot close this week above the 34 EMA, which is around $40,000, I'm bearish. Like, I don't give a shit about anyone's shitcoin bags or their altcoins that they love and the fundamentals and all that stuff. This is going to start to change character. This is the first thing I'm looking out for is a weekly close below this 34. And we're like lines in the sand right now, guys. Ultimately, getting back above this 21 EMA would be glorious. So the last thing I'm going to talk about, so like we're not focused on super bearish stuff for the whole video, but I'm going on this monthly chart, and you could see right here on this monthly, this is the blow off in April that I was just discussing. And if I zoom in and you can see where this red candle closed, it was actually slightly above the previous green candle that we had. So if you see the structure of, we had this hammer candle and then a huge red candle, right? And the body closes of the two following candles are actually above the body close of April. So just bear with me on this for a moment and you'll see kind of what I'm doing here. So we have the same structure of just straight green candles the whole time. Then we have this indecision candle. It's like a doji pretty much. And then we have this big red candle. Now, what that tells me is this monthly close would be optimal above 46,000 would be optimal. And that puts us in line with the 21-week EMA that we were just talking about. Now, this is way too soon. I mean, if Bitcoin can really jump all the way back up another $5,000 in the coming days, like, wow. I mean, all I ask is that it closes this weekly above this 34. But if it could recover above this 21 for this weekly close, which is only in a couple days, and then it closes this monthly off slightly above the green candle body in March, that fits all the parameters of the 2013 sell-off that happened into May. Now, in that sell-off, we still had a huge dip in July. So we're not out of the cards just yet. Again, like by then, we'll have a lot more certainty by July, I believe. Like we just had the massive dip yesterday, so we're all like kind of shaken out, you know? It's either you sold into that dip or you are a hodler like I am. I didn't sell anything yesterday, by the way. I was very adamant about not selling yesterday for everyone when I made my Patreon video, just because I was trying to get people to understand, like, this 2013 scenario is something that I saw coming. I saw it coming a while ago, and the reason was on the weekly chart, we weren't back testing this 21 EMA, this orange moving average. And then coincidentally, the first time we test it within the weekly close, and I said this on my Red Pill episode, my technical analysis podcast for the Mastermind community, I told everyone, watch, the moment we have this weekly close below the 21 EMA, we're going to drain. So regardless if this dude on 4chan is correct or not, this guy, regardless if this is real, I mean, it doesn't really matter because it happened, it went, and now we're living through it. This was technically the kind of stuff that happens after a weekly close below the 21 EMA. This is something that didn't happen in the 2015 to 2017 bull run. It didn't happen. We actually got supported by the 21 the entire ride up. The big difference, though, is during this run, it was about 100 days on average between testing the 21 EMA. I think it was about 80 days if I wanted to be like specific. It was like 80 to 100 days we would have these big tops, and then we would pull back to the 21 EMA. Run up, create a big top, 21 EMA, over and over and over again. Now, with this run, we went over 200 days without backtesting that EMA, and now we've cratered through it. So this is a different structure. And now, getting some comments on yesterday's video discussing XRP and where XRP fits into all this. And I just want to let people know, like, XRP is following Bitcoin to the T. Like, it's within percent, okay? So XRP is acting more like a big dog now. It's acting more like a mature asset. Ever since it ran up to $1, it started behaving more. And that's something that's really nice to see. But what does that tell you about if Bitcoin dips further? It's lights out for XRP too. So what is the big condition that needs to be met? Ultimately, we cannot have a lower low. So Bitcoin can't go lower than 29,000 or whatever the fuck it dipped to yesterday. It can't go below 30K. Once it breaks below 30K, it will create a lower low on the weekly structure, and that is now bearish. That means the bull run might be over for years. And this goes for all technical analysis from the 2013 bull run to the 2017 bull run, all of that. This was like a black swan event, technically. And it will feel more like a black swan event in the event that we are bullish again, because that will show you that this was a huge fake out. But the issue I have with this guy mentioning that we're going to 70K now is all of this resistance here at the 60,000 level. Another thing to mention that might be interesting for everyone was I looked at open interest this morning, and open interest is down like 75%. So that means this market left yesterday. like weak hands are gone, and they're probably never coming back until this starts to go up again and create new highs. They're going to FOMO in. So I did feel in my heart that June was going to be problematic, and it's interesting how we have this big sell-off leading into June. I made a video on my Mastermind course where I did a decode of the solar and lunar eclipses, and I was discussing how those things are probably going to bring some chaos. Very interesting how the solar and lunar eclipses are so close together. The full moon is coming on the 26th. That'll be the lunar eclipse. And then you have the solar eclipse happening on June 10th. It's a full solar eclipse. So with that being said, again, the conditions that need to be met for this bull run to continue chugging will be a weekly close above this 34 exponential moving average, and then a monthly close above the $46,000 level. And that will confirm that, like, hey, we're just experiencing one of the biggest flush outs in history for cryptocurrency. I believe this was the biggest liquidation event in history for crypto. This was the most amount of money that left in a single 24-hour period. So if you're here today, congratulations, you're still alive. Your portfolio just got bomb squatted, but at the end of the day, like, anything could happen. anything could happen. And that's why I'm one of those people that, like, I'm a contrarian's contrarian. I like to be open-minded no matter how this goes. So we're getting a little deeper into this video. I do want to touch about XRP, even though it's not significant at this time, as just to be real with everyone. It doesn't really matter what XRP does right now. It only matters what Bitcoin does. So judging by the way that Bitcoin dominance is pulling back a little bit today, I could understand why XRP is up, but XRP isn't up enough. And you see where XRP is sitting right now. It's sitting at that 236 fib. And I've been talking about that 236 fib for a while now, so it's pretty funny now that we're seeing all that resistance there, because it was, this structure right here is a double bottom. You know, you have your bottom right here on this fractal. Again, this is a 4-hour chart, and then you have your double bottom. You don't even have a new, you don't even have a new lower low. So technically, on this chart at least, there wasn't a lower low of this 91 cent level. The biggest condition would be staying above 85 cents. Anything lower than 85 cents, again, it's kind of a dropout. So you would have a dropout down to probably the 60-cent region again. And even lower, guys, like if this wants to enter a bear market, you'll see all those XRP army motherfuckers, they'll just sell everything when it starts approaching those levels. That's how those people are. They act all tough and shit when they're on YouTube, but in reality, like, these prices scare them out, and that's just facts. Like, I'm just being real with everyone because that's how it gets. That's how it gets in these streets. So anyways, what I think this is for XRP is called a spring. So using Wyckoff, you have right here your buying climax, then you have your selling climax, then you have this automatic rally into the golden pocket, which is this 786, 618 fib area, and then you typically get a rejection after too many tries to break this 786, and that rejection came perfectly coordinated with yesterday's dip, and of course the price got held as a support around this 90-cent level. And this buyback is pretty nice for XRP, but what we need to see is consecutive daily candle closes above this 236. The same thing goes for Bitcoin. The Bitcoin price having a daily close above that 236 would be really nice to see overall. If I pull a fib, you'll see what I'm saying about that. So let's go from this all-time high down to right here, the swing low, and you can see where we are right now. We're trading right above the 236. So a daily close above that level would be really nice, but ultimately the best would be above 42,000. Since we've had this exuberant buyback, we've seen a lot of resistance at 42, and I was anticipating that because we have this wick down here, we have the previous high over here, and then we have where it fell through over here. So in short, XRP is going to continue to follow what Bitcoin wants to do, and I would be bullish if I see a daily close above the 786 fib. With that being said, enjoy the rest of your day in the Matrix. Much love.